Welcome back to the Ace of Shade, uncut conversations about life, love, and all that shit in between. This is your host, Chances.
I'm Keisha.
And I'm Ashley. Oh, damn.
Really?
K-Shop, K-Hit, I'm dissing. Okay, real talk. I don't know what we're talking about. We didn't really discuss that.
Keisha, I don't like the way you
but,
look at us.
but y'all, listen. We are back. It's been a minute, but we back at it.
Hi.
We are back at it. Hello, thanks for joining us. So usually we start every podcast off with how the hell you been? So before we get started, we're gonna tell you how we been collectively. So we did a deep dive.
It took 3 hours.
It
It was very good timing though. I mean,
We needed to do it.
They thought we needed to do it. As you can tell, I was the center.
No, we needed to do
it. Excuse me. So I was the center of it. You know, when people call you out on your shit, it never feels good, but it is often needed. And I just really think that a lot of people should call a lot of people out on their shit. So that just kind of lets you know where your friendship is, and you know who the people really are in your corner that tell you what you need to hear versus what you want to hear. Because there are a lot of people that, you know, girl, I love you, I'm here for you. But when it's time to really be there for you and tell you, hey, bitch, what's up? You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of folks that do that. So a lot of people say, tell me this and tell me that. And girl, I'm going to let you know. And they be letting you slide and they shouldn't. So,
Like,
yeah.
yes.
So we need dive.
because I don't always think it's easy to tell the people that you love that, hey, you're fucking up, or you could improve in these areas.
Or hey, you're a piece of shit.
Yes,
Please
It's
change.
never
Yes,
easy to tell
yes.
somebody they're a piece of shit. And it's never easy to be the one being told that you're a piece of shit. Or that the shit that you're doing ain't working. Like, it does not feel good.
Always
I
uncomfortable.
cried like a million times. And so tonight we discovered that I was a crybaby. Keisha said she's seen me cry millions of times, but I don't recollect that.
Apparently, Ashley thought she never had cried prior to tonight.
I cried so many
Never
times.
mind.
I think I'm just emotional. And then the fact that, you know, it's kind of like Auntie Flo visiting, you know, I just get even more emotional. Like the smallest shit affect me. So that could have been like, great breath stay, oh my God. Like that's where I was tonight. And so the fact that they was telling me some real shit. You know, but I told them I go to random ass people's funerals and be crying. They be like, girl, you know what? Hell no, but this shit sad. That's the type of emotional person
That's how
I
we
am.
know you really.
So, but anyway, so we just kind of want to start out by saying that, you know, you can really tell who are in your corner by those who really just call you out on your shit. Like, let's not sugarcoat it. Like, this is how I feel. I don't know how this is going to be perceived. You're probably not going to like it. But it's always good to, whether you're in a friendship or a relationship, to say how you feel and be totally open and honest, because again, you may not like it, but nigga, sometimes you need to hear that shit. And I may not agree. I may not like it, but that don't mean it's not necessary. And so we all just need to kind of take a step back and just listen and be receptive of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because sometimes you need to just get that shit off.
Yeah.
Like what that person decides to do with it at that point, you know you've done your part. You just need to get it off. Like, I said what I needed to say. Is I'm open. Take what you need to take. Leave the rest. Do what you need to do. But I said what I needed to say. So now I know
Yeah, because who the fuck want to be around some people and you feel a certain type of way about them? Like, that starts to get fake. Like, I'm seeing you all the time. I'm laughing in your face. But deep down inside, like, I feel some type of way about you. Like, nobody wants to move like that. And you shouldn't want to be around people that want to move like that. You should want to be around people that if they feel some type of way or have any inkling of something negative kind of, you know, about you that they don't like, they should share it. Like, and if you afraid to share it with that person, then you guys are not really friends. Because
See, I thought we were gonna go there.
were you?
But I'm like, Keisha, why are you smiling? And
it's like she was
laughing?
waiting.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's true.
Really?
Like,
You
I've been
don't?
sitting here thinking the whole time, and I was like, okay, let me say this, because this week has been a lesson for me to work on my throat chakra. I had to do that because I was like, bitch, you are stifling.
Like giving head?
No, nigga, that ain't know what you talking about. But I didn't think that. I was like,
that's my first thought. I was like, oh,
I ain't gonna lie, that was.
She's not talking about that. Let me stop.
But no, she's not.
You
talking
hoes
about
are unbalanced.
But
so
no.
working on my throat chakra, not the head part, the soul part, because I felt really stifled in my words, and I was getting upset because I wasn't saying a lot of shit that I needed to be saying to people. So it wasn't because I didn't love them; it's because I didn't want to deal with that shit. Like
that's true.
I don't want to have to call you out on your bullshit because I feel like I just don't want you to. I feel like you should know you shouldn't do the shit.
But we have had several conversations about you needing to, and that's funny because even what we went through tonight. Remember me in previous conversation, me saying, Keisha, like I know you think that they should know, but sometimes you just gotta tell them.
Oh
yeah. I know. Even though you hear that and you know that, and it kept coming up everywhere, like on social media, on TV, on Netflix. Oh, always express yourself. Be, tell people how you feel. Don't let them assume. I said, okay, guys, this is how we gonna do. You keep throwing this up, so this is where we are. So this week I have been put in many challenges where I've had to address people on their many people on their behavior. And I'm just like on things that I didn't necessarily approve of or what I thought was a little detrimental. So I feel better because I expressed that and I'm not just harboring that in, walking around like you said, mad. But it's not that I didn't want to express these things to people because I didn't like them or I didn't love them. It was just kind of like you do wonder how a person is going to perceive the information that you're saying. Like, yeah, I'm doing it out of love, but do you feel like I'm doing it out of love or do you feel like I'm attacking you? And I don't want to make people feel that way.
It doesn't matter whether we feel attacked, because I felt attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like, oh my God, I'm not this horrible person. But, I mean, there is no way that you can say... there's no way that you can speak about somebody's negative attributes and not have them feel attacked. Like if people are like, no, you're lying because you will feel attacked because people are saying things that are not good about you. So how would you even expect to feel okay about that? Like how do you feel good about people saying negative? That's just not something that you're gonna feel good about. So you just have to know that like
it's just how people receive it.
Nobody's ever gonna receive it the right way.
No, that's not true.
No, maybe I not say right way, but in a good way or a positive. Nobody's gonna receive negative energy and feel good about it, or negative comments and feel good about it.
Well, okay, you may not feel good about it, but you may know.
Okay, so here's my thing. I don't think I start out that way. Like, okay, what I mean by that is like somebody may say, "Oh, Keisha, you're this," and your first reaction is to kind of be defensive. What you mean? I'm like, right, and then I'm like, wait a minute, because maybe this is something you need to hear. Now, I do understand that comes with growth. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm not being receptive right now. So give me a second and let me.
Oh, that's me all
yeah, just give me a second. So
my initial reaction is not good to a lot of things. And sometimes I just need to be silent. I need to go away for a second, process, and see if I still feel the same way. If I do, I'll say what I feel. If I don't, I'll say that feeling. But I do need a second to process when I get in that moment. That's just me.
Right. And mine don't be, it's not alone. It's just like, what you mean? And then I'm like, hold on, sis, come back. And I'm like, you know what? Hold on, give me a second to prepare my mind to process what you about to tell me. And then I can be more receptive. So, I mean, it's not that you don't love the person. It's just you don't want to hurt them. You don't want them to feel that way, to walk away feeling like, damn, they was attacked. If that makes sense.
There's no way to avoid that. I just don't.
Well, now I know that I
there's no way to feel.
But I do understand what people are saying. But like even off camera, what we were explaining actually is that there is a way to set the atmosphere for these type of conversations, and I've done them both ways. I've done them where I have been upset, and what I had to say was important, but it came off very evil, like.
So it wasn't perceived.
It was not perceived. It was like
very well.
You just, you being evil, and I'm like, no, you really need to go to therapy. But what? Wait, the way it came off at that time, I was like, nigga, you fucked up. You need to go to therapy. But what I really wanted to say is, I can tell that some things are not going the way that you desired in life. And I really think you should address these issues. This is how I wanted to do it. That's not the point he caught me. So I strongly believe in trying to set an atmosphere where I can talk to people like this and kind of, if we need to give examples or see how you feel, what space you in, we can do that. And I've done that very well this week. But I ain't gonna.
What about the rest of your life, Keisha?
Well, the rest of my life, I felt like I was quiet and I would hold it in, and then that's what I said.
I am very.
I would explode, and I felt this week me getting to the point of explosion, and it was never going to come out right had I not taken that time and opened the throat chakra.
Yeah, because when you were silent on something, I was like, "Oh, Keisha probably got some shit to fucking say. She probably feels some type of fucking way." Those were my words verbatim.
When I was silent, man.
When I had sent that text message about the incident that happened.
Oh yeah. I know when to you know what? Okay, this is a good segue. So I have really been operating in spirit lately. We've been coming one. Spirit been kicking my ass, but we've been coming one. And I say that to say, like, I really been listening to her. She be talking to me and I be talking to her. Now I don't know if she listening to me, but whatever. So she be telling me to move a certain way. Old Keisha would have responded probably negatively to this text message Ashley had said. It wasn't a bad message, but it would have been like, what you thought? But Spirit said, no, don't do that. Just keep going. And this whole week, Spirit has been saying operate in certain things. There were certain things Spirit has told me to do, placed upon my heart. There was somebody who was close to me. Their son had passed away in a car accident. And Spirit was like, you know what? Go to their house. You don't know what they need, so get them everything. Like food, flour, money. Just get a little something you don't know. And I was like, okay, Spirit, fine, we'll operate in that. And so I did that. And then what I realized is what that person needed was time. Like my time. And so I was like, well, dang, I did all, you know what I'm saying? Cool, whatever. But I know old Keisha would have been like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, let people agree, let them do what they do. Because everybody is different in their grieving process. But just being in a place of being receptive and hearing that this person needs your energy. This person needs you. And adhering to that, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I've been.
You know what's so, I'm going to say interesting.
No.
You just, like, okay, so we come together here. But before we get here, we have our own lives. Good, bad, indifferent. And so sometimes that can kind of be forgotten. Or it could have a feeling that it is forgotten. Like, bitch, before I got here, I had other shit to deal with. And sometimes, I can only speak for myself. I know that I'm not cognizant of that because I'm usually, I can't even lie. I have been selfish for about a while now. And when I say
that's an honest answer.
Yeah, and when I say selfish, I don't mean like I only care about myself and what's going on. It's kind of like I've only been concerned. See, I care about others. Okay, I don't.
That's good.
I care about others, what they got going on. But I've just only been concerned. And sometimes I fight with the feelings that come because so many people tell you it's like you got to be focused and because I want to be an entrepreneur. I am not happy in my life in all aspects of them. And so I had to sit myself down and be like, look, Keisha's favorite word, let's be accountable for what the fuck is going on. What are you doing to make yourself unhappy? What are you not doing? You know what I'm saying? To be at a more happier stage in your life. So I am trying to unpack, and I'm just trying to be real with myself and say, listen, are there some things that you could be doing? What are you not doing? Like, what's going on? So in the midst of me trying to be like, I cannot multitask worth of fuck. On these applications, I definitely put detail-oriented and able to multitask and work well under pressure. Those are lies, okay?
Oh, wow. As does everybody.
Those are lies because I do not work. Well, you know what?
I think you work very well under pressure.
But the way that I work is not that helpful because I am a problem solver. I am the one that's like, when there's a crisis going on, I'm like, everybody calm the fuck down. Just relax. I got this. Knowing good damn well I don't have a plan. I don't know how I'm gonna work it out. All I want you to do is calm down. So then let all that pressure come to me and let me, because if it's 100 people in the room, I want 99 of y'all to be okay. And I will take 99 problems and put it on me and let me work it out. Just because not even before today, just because I've had a feeling it, like if a majority of the people in the room are relaxed, then the outcome is better. Not knowing that I'm putting all this stress, all this worry on myself to handle 100 problems, because it's my problem plus everybody else's problems. So I just have to find a way to operate. And I have been listening. It's funny because I have been listening to the 50th Power. Yeah, 50th Power with 50 Cent and
Robert Greene.
Thank you. And I tell my husband all the time, I don't even like this book, but this book got so many jewels, and I feel like it speaks directly to me, because there was a segment in his book that was basically saying like, and this is not what he was saying, but this is how I perceived it. It was just like, bitch, you can't please everybody. Somebody gonna have to be motherfucking mad. Like, everybody not gonna like what's going on and how you handle stuff, and that's okay, because people, I have learned through my 7 years of being a business owner, people don't respect nice people. People respect people who are aggressive, who are straightforward, who are direct, and that is not the type of person I am. I want a win-win situation, in a win-win outcome in 100% of my situations, and that's just not realistic, because if I'm always willing to negotiate and compromise, I know we hear all the time, oh, let's compromise, but we got to be realistic about this. If you are a person of power, in a position of power, you have to have a certain authority that resonates with others. We kid and are serious with Keisha about her being a bitch or not being cool or relaxed, but those who operate in power have to operate with a level of authority and respect, and everybody ain't gonna like you and your decisions all the time.
I'm okay. So I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite from what you said. I don't. Okay, so I'm in leadership in my job, right? So I am nice to people when it's time to be nice, but when it's time to say, "Hey, get your shit together," this is that. Like, I can maybe count on one hand how few people that I have that didn't respect me or didn't like me, and it's not a competition about who likes you and who doesn't. I'm getting the job done. I'm connecting with people, right? Not that I'm necessarily, oh, I'm the nice girl, like me. I'm connecting with you on your level. Like, we're connecting. You're people. I'm people. I'm not. It's not about my position, and your position is about, I'm talking to you as a human. This needs to be done. This needs to get done, and we can have a good time. So it's not about not being nice, because I get respect in my job and I am nicer than, so you can practice humanity and get respect as well. It just depends on,
you can't be overly nice.
You can't be overly nice.
Yeah, I think
I'm overly nice.
I think I'm overly nice.
There's no reason to be overly
nice. I don't think you're overly nice. I think you're overly accommodating.
Like, that part when you say you gotta try to make everybody
a win-win. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm doing my part. Whatever you feel, I'm sorry, not about to take on everybody's problems. I gotta take care of me. I have to take care of me, and whatever
you know where to draw the line.
Yep, this is where I draw the line.
Your response is a trauma response.
Really? Let's elaborate
yours
on
and
that.
Mine. I was saying yours and mine. Yours is just you're a people pleaser. What you're basically saying is, I'm willing to forego my personal happiness for the sake of 99 people in the room. So my thing is if you don't take care of you, if your cup is not full, how do you plan to pour from an empty cup? What are you taking on? People drama, people issues, people, ain't nobody ever giving people happy shit. The years had my happy shit. It's always had my bullshit. So it's like, now you dumped all that shit onto me and I'm empty. So I'm not going to tell you not to be selfish when it comes to your well-being. Be that way, but be conscious of the people in the room. But your response to how you handle certain situations is based off of trauma, how you felt like, I've always had to get shit done. this is the only way that I know how to do that, by pleasing people, even at the sake of my own sanity.
And that has been that has been the case for me in a lot. And you know what? And so I guess I just, on the surface, people are like, because I'm affectionately known as Coach Mo. Oh, Coach Mo, I gotta learn how to be more like you. Because to them, I just let shit roll off my back. But in reality, in the back, I'm crying, I'm screaming, I'm like, you should have carrying this shit on her back.
It's not roll off. It's literally carrying it around.
But I just have this ideology that if 99 people are cool and only one person is going through it, not realizing that I am doing more damage to myself than I'm helping everybody else. Everybody else is cool. Everybody else is calm, you know. So on the surface, I'm like, y'all relax. Everything is all good. I'm going to handle it.
I think I had to learn that, though.
You do.
I think I was a people pleaser as well.
Yeah, because now I'm at the point I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you.
I had to learn that.
Mine was always in relationships. I don't ever consider it people pleasing for my friendships, because my friends usually reciprocate. It was my mates who weren't reciprocating. And so at that point, it was like, it's something off. And so I had to realize,
niggas ain't shit.
Hoes and tricks.
I was just about to say that. That is so funny. Those funny my exact words.
And mine was two-part. Mine was the people pleasing and then not saying anything about it. So you know how sometimes people do shit and then they get mad and cut your ass out. I was doing shit and not saying nothing. So internally, I was just dying. So now my issue is I just don't say shit. But it's not even a matter of, and I think because of that, my tolerance level for some things is higher. People be like, well, you need to call people out on shit. I'm like, I could, but that shit don't bother me. Maybe it should. How some women he didn't call me today. I'm like, nigga, you didn't call me today. I ain't mad that you didn't fucking call. And maybe I should. And part of me should you be mad? But that ain't now my thing is, if you disrespect me, yes, I'm calling your ass out on that. But as far as the little minute shit that women argue about and go back and forth with men, or you need to take me out, you need to do this. I'm like, I'm not arguing with a nigga about that shit. Either you do or you don't. And if you don't, what's out of place will be replaced.
That part, that's my attitude. That's my attitude. I used to be a people pleaser as well, especially in relationships. Do all these things I'm just gonna make you happy. Fuck me. And don't say anything at all, like Keisha. And now I'm at a place where fuck it. I probably shouldn't. I've gotten a little better with my communication and saying what's bothering me, but now I'm at a place okay, now I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna say this is what I like.
I agree.
This is how I feel when you don't do this, and I'm done with it.
Yeah,
you're not gonna keep doing this shit. Okay, fine. Now I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah,
you can keep playing games over there. And now I'm going to a different side of the room.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
Now, I'll thoroughly have this discussion with you one time.
Mm-hmm.
You only get one time. Because at that point, I feel I let you do what you want to do because you showed me what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to force you to sit in the room or do... Because at this point, you mad that I had to force your ass to take us out. And I'm like, now neither one of us having a good time. Bitch, no. I'm going to tell you one time, you move how you move. And if it ain't how I want you to move, then I'll move on.
To the next.
I don't think a lot of people are honest with themselves.
Oh, well.
When we talk about being a people pleaser, I know for me personally, it's I can't fathom the idea of somebody not liking me. It's I've never, for real, don't be looking at me like that, y'all.
No, really, you can't?
No, because I'm such a people pleaser. It's just I'm so accommodating. I am willing to put my happiness and my sanity on hold just to see that everybody is in utopia and we're all operating in harmony. So for somebody to speak ill will about me to the universe and others, is bitch, you don't like me? Why? You're crazy. Because there's just not a situation where you don't get something that you're not accepting of in a situation when it comes to me. Because people know that I'm in my business life, I'm compromising. I work with others and I'm just so accommodating.
It's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea.
Basically.
And I had to learn that because in a business relationship and this is the only one that I can recall that has gone south. Like I have never really had a relationship, business, lover, friendship, where I have just been like, we could not work it out and we had to part ways. And that bothered me. And I just had to, it's been about 2 years or so. I'm just now getting to the point where I'm like, well, Ashley, what did you do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. So why are you feeling this level of guilt? I have learned a lot. I would not take back any moment of heartache, heartbreak, stupid moments. I have been a doormat for so long. I still continue to be a doormat, but that has changed because I had to get to a point where I'm like, you busting your ass. You know what I'm saying? You are putting your sanity on the line. Would this person do the same for you? I have to ask those things.
It changes your whole.
It does.
It changes your whole perspective.
It does.
Too, I battle with. Sometimes you have to be the light in dark places. I battle with that because the flesh Keisha want to be like, hell no, I apologize to that nigga. Fuck that shit. But then the grown Keisha is like, you know what? Some people thoroughly don't know how to communicate in a proper way. You sometimes have to be that light to show them. Not at the expense of your own happiness, but maybe at the expense of your own self-absorbedness. Because flesh wants to be like, fuck you, you don't deserve an apology. But that's flesh. That ain't just because you didn't deserve an apology. So I have to go back and be like, okay, you know what? Let me circle the block and reapproach this in a different way. That was bro, because I'm very stubborn. If I get mad, bitch, the world has ended with us. It's over for you. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me come down.
I'm not like that. I just need my moment. But I'm not good at apologizing. That's the damn.
I'm not either. Why? Why do you think that is? Did y'all apologize in your house? When somebody made somebody mad, did they say, "Hey, I'm sorry for making you"?
Hell no. Move on, Nick.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I want something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm about to go fist you. You want something?
So like my last relationship, I realized like if we were upset, my way of apologizing, even if I wasn't wrong, I would always stop by the store and grab him his favorite snacks, and I'd be like, I bought you something to clear the air, and I'm like, what the fuck do you do? Like I have no problem getting you your snacks. That's not an issue. But instead of you just coming out saying, I'm sorry, you felt like your pride was taking a hit. You rather spend money, bitch, than to say I'm sorry, and that shit was free. Why is it like that? And I realized in my house, we never apologize. It's like somebody would go the fuck in, or y'all would be wrong, or somebody may have been right and hurt your feelings, and it was never, hey, you know what? I apologize for the way I came at you. I had a birthday, or I apologize for saying this, or whooping your ass without listening to what the hell happened.
Now I'll apologize for like having an attitude. Like if it's somebody I'm dating, I'll be like, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't jump to conclusions or something like that before I wouldn't even do that. But I mainly think I don't apologize, not because I think I'm right per se, but everything I do is calculated. Yeah. Everything I say is calculated. Yeah. I'm not saying anything out of anger. I'm not saying no shit I can't say back. I'm not that person. Like I said before, give me my space.
Let me think it through.
Let me think this through. So when I say something to you, I mean it.
Yeah. No. I mean it.
So then I kind of like, okay, well, I'm sorry you took it that way, but I still mean this shit and I stand by this. So that's why most of the time I don't find myself in predicaments where I have to apologize.
My people pleasing ass is apologizing for everything. I'm apologizing for the way you took it, the way I said it. Because
if I do apologize, the only thing I'm apologizing for is possibly my tone. And like I said, when I had that argument with the person, I was like, you need to go to fucking therapy. I knew weeks ago that we needed to have this conversation, but instead of having it, when I was peaceful, I let him trigger the fuck out of me, and it came out in not a so loving way. So I had to go back and apologize, and I didn't apologize for what I said. I said, I wholeheartedly stand by what I said. You still need to go to therapy. But I do apologize that it got thrown up the way it did. Like it was like to hurt you, not to help you. Like nigga, you fucked up. It was not supposed to be that. When I had planned it in my head to have that conversation, it was gonna come to you in a loving, significant other way. That hey babe, I think you got some issues. You might want to go talk to somebody about that. But it didn't come out that way. It was like nigga, you fucked up. If you fucked up, go get help, bitch. You need.
No, at that point it was very direct.
Oh.
That is what I struggle with.
I did.
Passive aggressive. And then it came out.
It came out.
Direct.
It exploded.
It's so hard to be direct because I don't like to feel uncomfortable. I don't like uncomfortable moments. I don't like tension.
Yeah,
you have to get uncomfortable, and still I cringe.
When somebody asks you, "How was your day?" What do you say?
I'm so glad you said that. So before, yes, because I have worked so hard on saying I'm better than most when I'm having a bad day.
That's your answer?
When I'm having a bad day, I say I'm better than most. Instead of being like, oh, going, I just say, because I'm at a place where I'm like, you have no room to complain. There are so many people that are doing and going.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
When somebody asks you, how was your day? What do you say?
When you're having a bad day,
no. If I'm having a bad day,
no. It could be either way. If somebody
asks me how my day is, if I'm having a good day, I'll be like, my day is surprisingly going good. Like it's going well. I'm having, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
If it's a bad day, I'm just like, I'm here, and that's all I can do.
Okay, so
I'm here.
This is why I asked this. So I have a hard time expressing and talking to people, like I just said, being direct, calling you out on your shit. And I was like, okay, we got to go back. And somebody else, and whenever I have these moments, God always sends a message. So the message is that we're not even being truthful with ourselves when we talk about our day. Like, it's hard for me to come at you and tell you I need you if I can't even tell you basic shit like my day. And the reason why we say I'm doing better than most is because you assume people really don't give a fuck about how your day is going. Because
that's not why I say
it. You may feel like theirs may be worse.
I don't want to dump on people.
Exactly.
That's not why I say it.
I do mask how I feel sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I want to complain about this. One of the guys I'm dating, I was telling.
Wait. Let's pause.
We'll come back to that.
No. We're going to table what we're talking about here. One of the guys.
Actually, we talk about this all the time.
Serial dater.
Yes.
We talk about this literally every episode.
Forget it. Come on.
Anyway,
continue.
One of the guys said, I don't know why she did it.
Like, she don't know
this. We didn't talk about this a million times.
Anyway, you're right.
Probably was like, I said, I'm really frustrated right now. Because we were talking about something, I was like, I'm really frustrated. And he was like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm not about to dump on him. I'm not about to talk about how sad I am, how depressed I am, how this done piss me off. Because it just sounds like I'm complaining and I'm petty or whatever is going on. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. He was like, well, that's what I'm here for. If you can't talk about your day with me or how you really feel, then what am I doing here?
Exactly.
And I said,
and bitch, that's just your day.
Like, that's good because most men be like, well, if you want to talk about it, whatever.
Right. Yeah. I said, you're right. Well, here's what it is. And he, talk.
Because every day won't be like that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And like, I started realizing, I was like, if my mom called me or whatever, it was like, oh, how was your day? And I'm like, oh, it was good. Anybody can ask me, how was your day? And I'm always going to tell you good. The shit could have been straight to hell. And I'm going to tell you it's good. And I was like, no, Keisha, you got to stop doing that. And you do that because you feel like people really genuinely don't give a fuck about how your day was. So now I was like, in order for me to get into a place where I even feel comfortable with being vulnerable, it's all about vulnerability.
Yep. Being
vulnerable, I have to start with the basic shit like, bitch, how was your day? So I said, you know what? Today was rather rough. I was depressed today. I've been having a rough 2 weeks, is what I say. And then she's like, well, what's going on? And then I would just unload and cry. And I'd be like, why am I here? And I'm like, you're here because you're not used to being here.
That's so interesting. And I really think that it's all about the space that we're in, because if a random stranger at the store be like, how was your day? Girl, let me tell you, I don't got to know this person not one bit. I'm at Kroger checking out. If I'm having a bad day, whatever is bothering me, I'll let they ass know. And they be like,
oh, you
whoa,
care.
Bro. No, they be like, whoa, I was really just asking that out of being polite. Like,
so you're that person.
I used to be
listener.
that. No, I used to be that person. Oh. So now when I say, if I'm having a bad day, I say, I'm doing better than most. It's not because I feel like they don't care. It's because I'm at a place like, what are you complaining for? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is so much more negatively that could be impacting your life at this moment. Let's just be thankful for the good that is happening. Like, I've been in a place where I did not, hide my feelings. If I feel bad, I'm telling you, but I want to be at a place of gratitude. And I'm here where now I understand
you
anything
can get
that I
there.
speak.
You just still have to address. We have a hard time as women, Black women in particular, masking our feelings for the world. Like, I don't want to be a complainer. You're not being a complainer is every day, right? Or
yeah, I'm not doing it for the world. I'm doing it for myself because I've been more into that whole manifestation.
And I'm like that, and I had to get real with myself this week because I was just trying to manifest great things, and I said, okay, bitch, let's start over because your mind is so janky right now. You're so angry. You upset because things aren't going the way you want to go. That even if you manifest, bitch, you're gonna manifest the wrong thing. So let's address what's really on the table.
Oh yeah, so no, I do say, okay, look, listen. I'm not feeling good. I'm not in a good mood. I do say those things. I do address it. I just because don't sit in it because usually I sit in it.
Doesn't know yes or no. It knows the energy. So I said, listen, I'm gonna be real with myself tonight. I'm not happy. Right. Like, I'm not happy. I'm not in a good space. So let me dwell in this space. And then tomorrow I might be in a space where I'm able to manifest some better shit. Cause it ain't tonight. Tonight,
but see, you know what? See, we're on a different journey because I have been where I just say and so, and it's just like, oh, feel sorry for me. No. Okay, cool. You're having a bad day. Yes, we voiced that. Cool. Let's move past it. What are we going to do now that we understand that we're not feeling good? We're not having happy thoughts. What am I going to do to progress? Because I can't stay here. No, and I was in a position where I would just stay there and I want everybody to know.
I've never been a person to share my feelings.
Really?
I've always been the listener. Always in friendships.
Yeah.
And relationships. I always, and people dump on me. Strangers dump on me.
Everywhere.
Employees dump on me. Everywhere I go, they dump on me. I don't know why people feel the need to tell me their personal business. They do. It's not, I never judge or anything. I just listen.
That's
give
why
my
they
advice,
tell you because they feel
or
like
I just, whatever, vent to me, whatever. But I've just never been a person to share all of how I feel. I feel like nobody, and it's sad because it shouldn't be this way, but I feel like nobody truly knows me because I've hidden so much of myself and I never really,
because nobody's ever asked you, how are you?
No, not even that. It's not just, that. It's just a level of like depthness. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, so this lady asked a question. She was like, "How do you feel about like the getting to know you phase? Like, are you comfortable with asking men questions?" And I said, "Yeah, I ask men talk all the time when they're around me. They tell me why they cheat on their wives, everything. Why like it get real deep. But no, like majority of the men I've dated have never really took the opportunity to be like, I want to know everything about you, and then they'll look up and they be like, damn." I don't know if she like this or that. And I said, you never fucking ask. You've never asked. And I'm not the type of person, like, if I ask you a question like, oh, what's your favorite food? And you be like, oh, my favorite food is chicken. And then I go and you don't reciprocate that back, like, what's yours? I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to keep moving along. So people's like, well, you should say, and I'm like, a conversation is dialogue. It's just two ways. You got to show me. I
just talked to Keisha about this. Because I recently get better in like my dating things like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I like. And I just had a conversation about Keisha like that. Like, you have to really just tell these people what
that's
you
what
like.
I told her.
But I've always been.
But it makes me feel like you don't genuinely care. Like,
but again, that's perception and assumption.
Because if it's something I want to know about you, then I ask you. Like, I ask you.
But again, that's perception and assumption. Like you just say, maybe people don't know. Like, you think Keisha. And I feel very comfortable saying this because I feel like
no problem.
No. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I know you enough that you would agree with it. Like, Keisha just thinks common sense sometimes is common.
Look at face.
It's not even it's called basic.
Right. That's what you think.
Basic human.
What you think is basic human is not. Everybody is not built like that, and you have witnessed that time after time because I have heard you say, "Well, damn, maybe nobody did that to them, so they don't." I
get that, but a part of you still gets exhausted.
Oh, of course.
Like, I just had this conversation 4 hours ago with my mother. I was like, I blame you because you raised me like this.
Ooh.
Like,
what is her response?
To the deep dive too. On this.
There we go.
Mom, it's a deep dive day.
Deep dive day.
Right. I was like, okay.
What was her response?
It's because it's not bad what I was saying. I'm a good person. So it wasn't like you gave me this evil trait. It was like, I kind of, sometimes I hate that you've cursed me to be the good person that I am. To be understanding, to see people and know that everybody didn't grow up like you. And to know that it's still okay. You still can love them in their way. She taught me that. And so I said, people are not being like people of their word. Your word is your bond. That's how I grew up. Don't promise shit you can't do.
God.
Don't do shit that you can't do.
Ooh.
Don't tell somebody, like, if I tell you I'm going to do something, bitch, I don't care if it's 10:30 tonight. I'm on the way.
That's the thing. Stand that. That is embedded
and that
in
is
me.
why
Keep
I cried
word.
today, because I could not keep my words to my baby girl. I hate for my children to see me cry, because I feel like mommy is always I'm always that strong figure. My mother was always strong. I ain't never seen my motherfucker cry. I ain't never seen her drop a tear. You know what I'm saying? She could be going through hell, but I have never seen her cry. I have never seen her not make shit happen. So it makes me feel so like I cry in silence with it. I be like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, they don't see me. But today I boo-hooed in front of my baby, and then she boo-hooed, and I'm like, because I could not. If I can't keep a promise to nobody,
that's all you have.
To my children,
like, I mean, I don't want you to feel bad, but that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, people joking me, Keisha, you always on time, and I'm like, because I told you I was gonna come. Like, I told you I was gonna be here. Like,
Keisha is always on time, y'all. Always on time. Like, when I invite her to like family stuff or whatever, I'd be like, well, I'm gonna just tell Keisha to make the reservations, or just tell them we got the party because Keisha's gonna be on time. Like, I'll tell me like, oh, such and such.
I do have people I do
Keisha can go ahead and do. She's gonna be on time.
You tell them the real time.
Yeah,
because I don't want to be the factor for why we can't sit down, because I'm the one missing. So I'm like, if I tell you I'm coming, bitch, I'm coming. If I can't stay, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna drop your baby shower gift. I'm dropping your wedding gift. I can't stay. I'm but make appearance and I'm getting the hell out of there. But it's like I do what I said I'm gonna do, and this whole week, like over the last couple weeks, I kept running into people who just say shit, and then it's like, oh well, I didn't do it, and I'm like,
they don't give a damn. Like, what the hell is this?
And it's bothering the fuck out of me. I was like, Keisha, everybody's not. She going in on me. I'm like, you raised me to be this way. Had you raised me?
When your mama said, Keisha, what? Everybody's not
like that. You gotta understand that people don't move that way. I said, but you raised me to be this type of person. You can't fucking get mad at me because I'm over here trying to figure out why the fuck everybody. Like,
I do realize that everybody is not wired the same way. Everybody is not. And again, this is another thing I learned with management or whatever. These young kids, I'm that age, I'm like, these young kids, right? They have no sense. Y'all, it frustrates me. I'm just like, y'all don't care, y'all don't give a damn, because I had perfect attendance throughout school.
Me too.
I never skipped. I was never late. It's always been embedded in me. At work, I don't call out. The only days I take are PTO days that I have pre-approved. I just don't understand how you can be late every day, or you're not showing up to work, or you're not adhering to your schedule. You just follow your schedule. What the hell are y'all doing? And it frustrates me so bad because I can't understand, because I'm so
not like that.
Let me be the voice for these young people. Let me be the voice for them. Well, I probably am
I give a little grace now. I'm not gonna say I'm a militant, like you cannot.
Yeah,
never.
I agree.
I give grace, but how do you keep doing this? Do you not care?
Think about this. Okay, so I don't know if they really care, but let's just say they do. Okay, because there are some that just don't give a fuck, and it's not because they don't give a fuck because they don't care about you or time. It's just like, bruh, I'm not about to stress myself out about this. If this is not in line with what I got going on, or selfishness, really.
Okay, like, cool. Don't work here.
Right. They need to quit.
That's my thing.
Agree.
Don't work here.
I agree. They
don't waste my time. Don't waste
my time.
Find another job.
They do need to quit. I do agree with that. But sometimes it's just like you're so worried about being that everything and showing up and doing that for everybody. It's just like at a point where like, bro, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. And so because you don't make that deadline that you promised, it's like, listen, I'm just being real with myself.
That's
that I
okay,
can't make it.
Because you're human. But when this is your constant behavior,
that's
a character trait.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem.
For
somebody like me. Like I told my mom,
problem.
I said, Mom, I worked at my job for 10 years. I said, my supervisor said, Keisha, you've never been late. The one time I was late is because they shut the whole fucking road down, and the director was like, everybody late. Just don't nobody clock in today.
Right.
But I said, that ain't nothing to do with me. That's somebody, God made the Lord rest their soul. Mm-hmm. But that's my thing. And I said, I hate mornings. I hate getting up. Bitch, I dread that. I even work when I got to get up at 6:30 to get to work for 8. But my ass got there barely. but I was there, even if it was a minute. So my thing is, because I knew people was depending on me to be where I said I was gonna fucking be at the time I said I was gonna be there.
Absolutely.
And if I can't do it, I never called out.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I've called out. I called out this motherfucking week, and let me tell you, I used to feel guilty. Fuck that shit. Let me tell you, and it's not because I don't care. It's because I know you don't care about me as a person. So it's like on my thing, it's just like I got to look out for me. I have been so consumed and worried because remember, I'm a people pleaser. So for the longest, I've been doing what other people want. I'm a yes person. Whatever you need, yes. Yes, yes. I find it hard to tell people no. So this week in particular with my job, I felt stressed. I felt overwhelmed. I felt overworked. I felt like my health was at a point like when I stroke out, when I die, what they gonna do?
I'm not saying that. I agree. Now take days for your
I need to be like, fuck you. I can't do
that. Again, that's not what we're talking about.
I called out.
Now my mental health days are calculated because I can tell you
I'm a very compassionate person. I said when I told you they dump on me.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Take the time you need. Remember, your health comes first. This is just a job. I'm talking about people with habitual offenses.
Like, but that's what I'm saying.
That's your character. Like, you just don't want.
But I gotta stick up for my people because maybe they don't. Like you say, they do need to quit. I do agree wholeheartedly. But maybe they're at a point where they feel like they're not valued or they're not getting value.
Then this is not the place.
Okay, what if you start
and they need to be addressed?
What if you start and you start being late the first day and you just keep doing it? What are those people?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I can't say shit about them.
I don't think it has anything to do with a matter of being valued. I just think it's been really sad. And I've been realizing I've been grieving a lot. But just the thoughts of what you think people should be.
Your what did you call it before your
spiritual?
Somebody expectations.
My unspoken expectations of people. I've been grieving like what I think people should be, where I think you should be in life. But what I'm saying is that what I've learned is that people just don't care. I
don't think it's that. I don't want y'all to get that. Okay, maybe
it is.
Maybe there are. You're right. You are right. There are a sector, don't know how big how small.
There are some one-offs. People have kids, things happen.
There are some people that just don't give a fuck.
With them.
They're just
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's some people just don't give a damn. It's
always
something.
I agree. But when you say it's always something, what do you mean?
This week is your knee, next week is your
I had to use the bathroom. That's why I'm late. Oh, my stomach was hurt.
My kid too.
My car broke down. Every time.
But I'm that person that always
hates you, huh?
But I'm that person. But I'm that person that shit always happens to.
You just said you were never late for work.
No, I'm not never late for work.
Exactly.
Okay.
But what about the other aspects of my life?
We can go ahead and wrap it up.
But what about the other aspects of my life?
Well, we've already discussed that with you on why you do those things.
Okay, yeah. Case in point,
but there are other people.
We're not doing it. No, we're not doing it.
No, but I want to stick up for the motherfuckers.
No. Oh, you know what? You're people pleasing.
Oh.
She's doing it again. There we go.
Because I am not. I am late for several things, but I am
actually
never late for work.
Just said that. So let's let it go.
Even when you said that when we was having our lemon squeeze, lets me know that it's in you to be on time.
Oh.
It's in you.
Yeah,
it's there.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta find how you gonna get to these places on time.
Yep. But it's just like you do work.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, okay, lessons learned.
Well.
People,
guess what?
What Shantis likes to say is our takeaways from this.
Yeah, you know what? Because I hate because we have. You know what? Let me just say this. I hate because I have to deal with this in my job, and I'm currently going through this. I hate for us to sit and talk about shit, and then there are no action items. Like, what did we just sit here and talk about and hash out?
After every meeting,
what are the solutions?
What are we changing?
How are we moving toward the solution? Because we just sat here and voiced how we felt, and then we found a solution. But how the fuck are we getting there? How are you holding yourself accountable? Because I know that I will forget shit in a minute.
We know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Writing it down doesn't do you justice.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And I accept that because there are things in my book that I have not looked at. But I have the intent. That's right. That's neither here nor there. But my thing is, we need to have actionable items. Okay, so case in point, that is perfect. They see me sit here writing shit down, okay? And then when I come back and say I don't know something or I don't do something, yes, they can say, bitch, you wrote that down. And I can't say shit because, yes, you gave me action items. I wrote them down. It was out loud. It was understood. That is a way for us to hold each other accountable. But if you don't know what the fuck you doing, we just sitting here talking and talking and talking. How can I do this? What are you doing about it? What is the solution? And we just keep operating in chaos. And it's so funny because in my personal life, and how I work at my 9 to 5, where I'm slaving and feeling all type of unhappiness. I just need to operate with that same love and enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. So, action items for today. Be direct. Express your feelings. Get to the point. Don't be a doormat.
Go back to the beginning of when you started.
Self-reflect.
Yeah.
And be honest. If you can't be honest with yourself.
Identify that moment when you started being more quiet than direct, or when you realized that you were a people pleaser.
Don't please people because people sure ain't gonna
you had a hard time apologizing. Because the reality in that is that we should, if you do something wrong, you should be able to apologize. And I've gotten better. But Keisha was like, bitch, I'd die in a flood before.
Even if you don't apologize, you still need to understand. Even if you don't apologize,
no, because sometimes people genuinely need the apology.
Yeah.
So you have to get to a place where it's okay to apologize.
Mm-hmm. At least understand.
And not die in the flood.
Okay. Keisha, let them know how they can reach us.
You guys can follow us on Instagram, Facebook at Extra Shade Podcast, on the Twitter at Extra Shade Pod. We are now on Apple Podcasts, so go subscribe, give us our stars, and give us a good review. If you guys are negative, like keep that shit for you and your mama. We are on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share, and we're on Spotify too, Google Podcasts. So share
just everything basically. So yeah.
That part. Until next time, bye.
Peace.